first half, I'm not going to lie.
Ball could be winged.
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
I love it, baby.
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee to one Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Thursday, April 17th. Landon and I wanted to start off talking about what I would theorize is probably the most popular story on the internet this week. I've seen it in local news stories. I think every single local news organization has done a story on it. I've seen it in the Washington Post, maybe.
I have a guess.
Seen it on Reddit. What do you think it is?
Is it the pastor?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
There is nothing that describes a born and raised Tennessee fan than you were held at gunpoint for I don't know how many days. I'm not sure what the total time and as a hostage was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say was his biggest worry when he was freed. And it's great that he was freed, by the way. I don't want to miss out on that point. He is safe now. And I love this. I'm not like, this is me. This is what I would do. Like, congratulations, Caleb. You made it off the Titanic. I don't know what I can say, but that's actually this week in history. Titanic. You made it off. What do you, here's what happened. And I'm going, what do you mean the Vols lost? I mean, I don't know how it perfectly encapsulates Tennessee fans, and I love it. It for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, terrible, just awful situation with a pastor from East Tennessee who is a missionary in South Africa taken hostage at gunpoint. What was it? I mean, probably 3 days at least.
Yeah, something like
before
that.
He was rescued. And credit to his family, I guess, for, well, not credit. They were like, we want to keep him in high spirits. And we talked to him about the Nico situation. And apparently that's all he can talk about. and that rocks. I mean, college football, SEC football, Tennessee football just rocks. Cause yeah, that's, someone asked me earlier this week at work. They were like, you're into like sports, like you're into like Tennessee football and stuff, right? And I was like, that's an understatement. Unfortunately, it kind of drives my whole life. It is the emotional driver.
Into it, it's more of like, it's into me.
It's it's suffocating to my life. But yeah, and I realize a lot of people are gonna read that and think he's insane. But no, that's, I mean, I guess you could still think the rest of East Tennesseans are insane, but that's just how it is.
Well, and it's like, it's that crazy of a story. Like, all this happened so quickly, and just imagine you get captured, and then like a few days later, all this is done, and Nico's no longer at Tennessee. It was a wild time. I couldn't imagine he was just, they're like, oh, by the way, Nico is no longer the quarterback. Like, that is a shock. Now, when he didn't show up to practice, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, that's probably it. That's probably over with. But we got at least like a day of it being shocking. He was just like hit with it.
Yeah. I can't imagine what he's gone through, both and what he's gone through. And then also finding that news out the way he did, he probably thought he could have had maybe him and Nico have a relationship, and maybe he thought he could have saved him. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it made me want to go to that guy's church on Sunday. I want to banter a little bit. Let's go chat. And it makes me think of like, when you go through something traumatic, like they're like, yeah, you need to like go talk to somebody, maybe de-escalate or whatever. And I just imagine that guy just walking in there and being like, yeah, forget that. I mean, like, what about this Nico's? Like, what are we going to do at
He
quarterback?
goes to a therapist and he's like, he wanted $4 million.
Yeah.
Your captors wanted $4 million. No, they didn't know. They knew their value way less than that. Nico.
Yeah.
I
mean,
it's an awesome
they
story.
probably like they probably weren't going to pay it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah. It's so awesome. Oh, when I read that, I read the headline. So I saw the headline. And I as I was clicking on the article, I said aloud to those at work, I said, there's no way what I'm reading is about to be true. This has to be some just crazy headline that's just not going to align with the article in any way. And then I go on and read, and I was like, no, that's I mean, I guess somebody could be lying, but it's reported as true.
I'm glad we used the NIL money to get this guy back rather than pay Nico.
Yeah, we had it tied up in the right places.
Yeah.
By the way, do you want to say I was right about what Nico's camp would say?
Yeah.
I mean, nailed it. It was exactly, I mean, listen, guys, you can't be Jalen Hurd and then do everything Jalen Hurd said. They didn't even think to try another method.
Yeah, are we comparing those two? Because like at least Jalen Hurd was like really productive.
Right. No, I would have paid Jalen Hurd $4 million.
Yeah.
He was young. He still had tread left on the tires.
Mhm.
I would have said pay him for. Yeah, it's crazy. I know we're gonna get into the saga of all that and the transfer portal that Tennessee is now. I mean, I'm sure they weren't gonna ignore the spring window by any means, but I'm also sure Josh Heupel and his staff had no clue that several wins and losses could hinge on the spring transfer portal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say like Nico's camp. Well, maybe I am going to say that. I think there is some regret now of like where you end up in a worse situation, getting paid less money. I mean, it's got to be. And then they can sit there and blame like Tennessee. It's like they couldn't build around them. I mean, that's all Tennessee has done is built around Nico Iamaleava. Since he's signed as a quarterback, that's all they've done.
You certainly can't say they haven't tried.
Right. And then you go to UCLA, like who's going to build around you there?
Right. And you can argue that like things just haven't worked out the development side. I mean, first off, that offensive line wasn't piss poor. They struggled at times, especially in pass protection. They struggled. Mm-hmm. I think everyone had complaints and valid complaints about that throughout the season. But they weren't piss poor. It wasn't for lack of effort in recruiting. And again, I go back to you didn't have these problems in December. This wasn't something you complained about in December. Nothing's changed. And if you wanted to get better players, well, hey, guess what? The portal you just entered, you would have been able to potentially get better players out of that. They could have offered people more money, but instead you decided you wanted that money for yourself, which again, this money is not infinite. It is a finite amount of money. No matter, they can go to boosters and they can pull it, but there's still only so much money Tennessee can spend in NIL. It's not, I know it seems like, because some of it doesn't make sense. We don't have New York Yankees money. There's no one in the world who has, well, the LA Dodgers. There's no one in the world besides the LA Dodgers and the New York Yankees who have New York Yankees money. Not even Alabama. Not even Georgia, unless you count the money that should be spent on speeding tickets that I guess they just get dismissed. But if we want to count that towards NIL, which, I mean, if I'm Georgia, I would. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't exist. And I don't know. It's crazy to me. I want better teammates. But also, I would like a share of what they should get, please. It just doesn't make sense. Whatever. And you can complain about the offensive production. Do your thing. I don't care. Some people are going to cherry pick it, but at the end of the day, you were QB1. A lot of the offensive production falls on you.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've got to hear like Cam Newton's. Have you heard his rant about it?
No.
I mean, he basically just said, guys, like he's like, I've been around Nico for a couple like quarterback challenges and stuff like that. He went to his camp. He's like, that's not him. He's like, but he's getting really bad advice. So he was like, I mean, he's like, guys, like you have to make your own decisions. And he was like, this one decision of not going to practice killed. I'm not saying killing his career, but it definitely puts a stain on it for sure.
Well, I mean, it's an unnecessary hurdle. You didn't have to. There's gonna be plenty of challenges in his career. Like there have been so far. There are going to be. You put a roadblock, a speed bump, whatever you want to call it. You put one there yourself. You let your dad and your whoever else is involved, your agent. I don't even know if his agent is technically his dad. I don't know. Whoever, you let them put a roadblock, speed bump, whatever you want to call it, there, because he could go to UCLA. I mean, he's talented. Will things work out? Who knows? Not for the reasons the Iamaleavas say so. But things work out maybe. But you just made it harder on yourself for no reason.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Whatever. It is funny. I think the majority of the public has shifted to like, yeah, I don't really blame you for asking more money, but why would you?
right.
Like, and you skipped a practice. Wait, and you were QB. Like everyone's kind of like level-headed about it. Which in this new era, most people are just like pay the players, whatever. But
Well, I think in their mind, they're like, hey, skip practice. That'll kind of like strong arm them into getting this deal done. And I think if Nico goes to practice on Friday, he's still here and he's probably making more money than he did before. Probably. Now, is he getting $4 million? I don't know that, but he's making more than 2.4 probably.
Right.
And so now he's going to California making less money, which in terms is even less because of the taxes you have to pay on it. So he's making basically,
I think I saw it would be $900,000 after it's all like taxes. It's all said and done. That doesn't. That's $900,000. That doesn't count what his dad's going to take from it. I don't know if his dad gets a parent and agent fee or how that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he's got to eat too.
Yeah. It's so much like the point you said. Just show up to practice and you probably are going to get more money. Yes, it's probably not 4, but then the whole thing of, well, it's funny. You went shopping and people told you were going to make more than 4. Where are those people at now?
Yeah.
You're not making 4 at UCLA.
Yeah. This plan completely backfired.
And, everyone wants to talk about the LA markets when they talk about professional sports. The LA market for college sports, a lot smaller than Knoxville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
College athletes in LA, I mean, buddy, you might as well not be getting paid. They don't care.
Well, yeah, you saw Deshaun Foster, the UCLA coach. I mean, you saw his like Big Ten Media Day speech. I mean, he had no clue what to say about UCLA because it's irrelevant.
Yeah. And
I mean, it's so irrelevant that your little brother, who is nowhere near the high caliber prospect that you were, decommitted from there and went to Arkansas.
And just program wise, like UCLA's had good teams. Like they've had, like, all in all, they could be a good program. The problem is they also exist in a league where it's going to be virtually impossible for them to be relevant again. Not because the league's irrelevant. It's just you're a team in California playing in the Big Ten, primarily a Northeast league. They don't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that program is going to struggle. I don't get
Good
it,
luck.
man.
Good luck. Yeah. It stinks, but I mean, where does it's over? It stinks that it kind of happened this way. Again, I do think he is kind of now the poster child of like, you should really think about who's around you, number one, and also just like portal wise and NIL. Like, is this really worth me? Is it worth the risk? I would say, like, in your 3 or 4 years, just enjoy it. And if you make a little money here and there, great. Now there's some people that transfer and it works out, but there's a lot that it does not. So
Yeah,
I would
I don't
just
know
be careful.
statistically what it is now, but yeah, I mean, it's probably closer to even than it's ever been because of the portal. But yeah,
Mhm.
I think someone said there's like 10,000 people in the portal right now, or 10,000 entered it.
Yeah. Well, that's another good point, Billy. I mean, if we're being honest, he's not.
Well,
worth
hold
$40
on.
million.
He said don't hate. Oh, don't hate it. Sorry, I misread it. Okay, don't hate it.
Yeah.
He was overrated. Again, Nico was again. Let's see what we get in the portal. Let's see what happens. Nico is probably going to be better as a second-year starter than right now anything we're going to roll out there in 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like, okay,
But
Vegas
Tennessee
moved
probably
us down.
still wins more games than he does at UCLA.
Well, yeah, but I don't give a shit about UCLA.
I mean, that's something you got to look at is like, what is.
I want to be in a college football playoff again.
Yeah. And that's. If you don't make the college football playoff, Nico has no leg to stand on.
If you do or don't.
If you don't.
What do you mean? Oh, this year.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, with. It could have been real easy for Tennessee to go 8-4 last year.
Sure.
They did not, but they could have lost to Florida. They could have lost to Alabama. And this is a lot different conversation about like Nico's worth.
I mean,
because he's arguing like I went 10-2 as a redshirt freshman, college football playoff, and it's hard to really argue that even though the stats don't really back it up, he still got you there.
I don't know. I would argue 10-2 is with a loss in the first round of the college football playoff and a blowout. That sounds about worth 2.4 to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to make 4, you should have transferred to Miami in December. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. He didn't have to run out of bounds at Arkansas.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to use the term overrated, I guess, because he's a 5-star, and people put far too high expectations on them in my mind. So maybe, but statistically, quarterbacks get better in their second year as a starter. So
yeah,
I hate it because the little bit of stability Tennessee had going into 2025 was Nico, and that's out the window. Like I think who mentioned this? Was it? I hate that it might have been. I don't think it was Urban Meyer because he said something crazy, but I think he might have said this too at the end. He's like, "What are Tennessee fans gonna think when you're losing to Florida? Are you going to be happy that Josh Heupel told your starting quarterback to get lost?" Like phrase it like that, and it's like I'm not saying we have to accept bad losses because of it, because let's see what happens in each loss.
yeah.
But I think we do need to keep in mind throughout this season, and depending on how these losses occur, depending on how the season plays out, there may be a time we have to sit back and go, we like that move at the time. If George McIntyre or Jake Merklinker make a freshman mistake, I think we have to just say, okay. Like,
yeah.
We wanted him to be program over person, and he was. And that's kind of something that comes with that territory. Again, I'm not saying every loss you just hang your hat on that. But I think there are certain instances where we're going to have to just cross our arms, sit back, and shut up. If we like this move now.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's probably a terrible. It's terrible for both parties. and we're Tennessee fans, so we're going to try to make Nico look like he got the short end of the deal. But in reality, like it does put your program back.
Yeah. How much? TBD.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And that's something on Josh Heupel's like, hey, you got to figure it out. Like that's first of all, you got like what 5 months?
Yeah.
Until you play your first game. Is that enough time to go get somebody out of the portal to make your starter? Are you comfortable with a Jake Merklinger or a George McIntyre being your starter? Do you think they can get it done? And not necessarily make the college football playoff, but can they be serviceable? Can you trust them?
Yeah. Well, and to your point about it does set the program back. Yes, losing your starting quarterback who was going to be in his second year as a starter does set your program back. Does it set it farther back than if you caved his demands when he skipped practice? If things ever fall off the rails, your team is playing the blame game. What happens to the portal at that moment? What happens to the team at that moment? No, I think right now I agree with Josh Heupel. For the betterment of the program, it was time for that relationship to end.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think it sets you back, but I don't think it sets you farther back than if things go off the rail because you caved to the demand from a guy who sat out practice. No, I do not think that's the case. So, yeah, sets you back. Yes, at least some, but I think it could have potentially been a lot worse for the team, the program. Josh Heupel is the head coach at Tennessee. If that Nico situation goes the way that Nico and his team wanted it to go.
Yeah, because you mentioned like what happens the first sign of adversity with the team that you you basically like are saying like, oh, do I pick one guy over the entire locker room?
Yeah.
And you chose that locker room. And I think at least it seemed like on Saturday, all those guys kind of come together a little pissed off about what had happened. And you can use that. And I think it can make your team stronger. Obviously you're going to add some talent in there as well, but you can kind of keep your whole culture in place. And that's why Josh Heupel has won since he's been here. That whole culture shift that's been the biggest change. You can argue like he's got more talent here and there, but Tennessee's always kind of had talent. He's just been able to, I guess, do a little bit more with less.
Well, some people think he's only been successful with Jeremy Pruitt's talent, so that's one thing to note.
Okay. Well, James Spears.
Sure.
Darnell Wright wasn't good until Josh Heupel got here. We could go down the line.
Yeah, no.
Jalen Hyatt was nowhere to be found. Cedric Tillman had like what?
Right.
5 catches.
That's the holdup with it though, is that yes, a lot of those players, just by nature of Josh Heupel's only been here for a short amount of time. You're just getting into the full cycle of him. By nature, a lot of those players were recruited by Jeremy Pruitt. But the problem is none of them performed well under Jeremy Pruitt.
Yeah.
Cedric Tillman's probably one. That's it. Off the top of my head. That's it. Off the top of my head.
That's been good.
That played well for Josh Heupel and Jeremy Pruitt.
Oh, Cedric Tillman had like 4 catches. He didn't even play.
He just had 4?
Yeah, it was bare minimum.
I thought he had a year like oh gosh. Who am I thinking of in the Jeremy Pruitt era where he didn't have a lot of catches, but they were all
Javonte Payton.
Valuable. Javonte Payton.
That was Heupel.
Was he recruited by Jeremy Pruitt? Maybe.
They added him late. He was a transfer, so I don't really remember.
But yeah, he would have been that Hendon Hooker class. I don't know who actually got him at Tennessee. The Hendon Hooker transfer class. Okay. Yeah. We'll see. Vegas has us at 8.5 wins. If you're taking the over now, credit to you, I guess. I don't really know. I'm not trying to like sell the ship on the season or anything. I just have a lot more questions than I did a week ago.
He had 8 catches
Okay.
for 127 yards in
Stud.
his first 3 years on campus. Yep.
Gosh, he was a junior when Heupel got here?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was a sophomore.
No, his junior season was 2021.
Holy crap.
Or I guess that technically would have been his redshirt junior
Junior
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was a sophomore. I thought he was a freshman during Birds last year. Jeez. Okay. Well.
So, yeah, that argument's dumb. Well, let's just go ahead and say, Dylan Sampson's another guy that Josh Heupel brought in and was pretty good.
He's all right. That's another thing that's pissing me off about this whole situation is, are we really going to pretend that we didn't watch 2024 unfold? Are we really going to pretend that it wasn't clear and obvious that Dylan Sampson was far and away the best offensive player on Tennessee's team? I mean, Nico did a lot of good things. He also did a lot of things that was characteristic of a first-time starting quarterback, of a guy taking over QB1 for the first time. I won't say a lot. In my opinion, for a lot of the fans, and even some for me, he didn't fix some of the things that you would like that guy to fix by game 3, game 4, game 9. Some things did get fixed, and some things in some areas he looked better. But from game 1 to game 13, Dylan Sampson was the best player on that team, far and away.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's a guy that deserved the $4 million.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we get him out of the draft class?
You need to. Somebody's got a COVID year.
Crazy.
But I mean, you bring up a good point. The reason there's still a little bit of hope for this season is because Nico did not light the world on fire last year. If he did, I think this is a doom and gloom kind of thing. Like, oh God.
Yeah, but you probably pay him $4 million. So
that's true. That's true. But he also kind of played around with it in December, and that's dumb on his part. If you're going to enter the portal, you should have done it in December. That market would have been high. But you waited and waited and waited because at the end of the day, I don't think Nico wanted to leave Tennessee.
No, I think from everything I've heard and gathered, Cam Newton's right. Like, that doesn't seem like Nico.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and I talked about this with Chase Thomas on Tuesday, at the end of the day, he did make the decision. It was his decision to not go to practice. I think we can also, he was right. Chase said it's a nuanced thing because he has so many people that he trusts. Like, his dad, number one. But so many people they trust trying to give him advice, and in his eyes, and maybe part of their eyes, they think they're doing what's best for him. And he's going to listen to them, but also people can want what's best for you and still be wrong. I would also like to note that. And he did make he ultimately made the decision to not go to practice. He ultimately made the decision to not answer phone calls. He's got to come back from that. I'm not rooting for him to do poorly, but I would not mind if someone dropped a Nico after his first loss. I won't be mad about that.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah, I like what I don't want to draw exact comparisons from Nico to Nico and Hendon Hooker, because I don't think they're just perfect mirror images of each other by any means. But I agree. 2024 did remind me of 2021 with just a better defense. So you didn't have to put your quarterback in so many spots to try to make plays. But it really did feel like, all right, we kind of see flashes of this guy, and then break out. And I don't know if that for sure happens with Nico in year 2, but data tells us it has a good chance of happening.
Well, and that's with going into the portal. I mean, it's always been that second year guy has taken off in this system. Are we really going to sit here and think Sam Leavitt and Avery Johnson or other guys top 10 quarterbacks in college football are just going to up and leave their current situation and come in here with 5 months until the first game.
How much are they making at their respective schools?
I mean, I guess that's something to know, but I just, it's unrealistic to think Tennessee's getting somebody like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's unrealistic. I think it's unlikely. I don't think it's unrealistic.
I just don't see that. I mean,
you don't see any possibility of that happening at all?
A top like an Avery Johnson or a Sam Levitt? No, I don't.
What would you have said about Nico leaving last Thursday?
You bring up a great point. But I don't know. I just, and maybe there is that kind of situation.
I think it's very unlikely. I agree with you. I think.
I mean, we're sitting here and this might become the norm in college football. Who knows?
What was the quarterback Pruitt brought in?
Who? Pruitt?
Yeah.
Keller Chris?
That's what a type of quarterback like that, like a guy that very well could be the starter, but he's not going to come in and be a day one starter, and he's going to have to compete for the job. Like that's very much the type of quarterback I see Tennessee getting. I agree with your overall point. I just don't view it as impossible because unlike when you brought in Keller Chris, you actually have a bank.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like to me it's
$2.4 million, by the way. Would like to know that. And everyone in the country knows they just freed up $2.4 million.
Well, and I think that's something the agents are just like, hey, Tennessee's got this opening.
Yeah.
Should we up it up? I'm like, you've got to be doing that. Like, definitely. Yeah. I just don't think that leads, unless we have another Nico situation that a guy leaves.
And I don't know if you necessarily want that guy, but yeah. Does he win for you?
Yeah.
That's another thing, though, too, is bringing in a guy right now. Like you talked about that locker room. Maybe you don't keep that cohesiveness if you do. But I mean, I think everyone should understand, again, at the bare minimum, they're going to be bringing somebody in to compete. Someone.
Yeah.
I heard Harrison Bailey's interested. He got asked about that. Did you see that?
Yeah, what in the world?
I was like, he was zero ties in this football team. Now, I know he's still technically in college, but I mean, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be playing football in college anymore still. He has zero ties to anyone on that Tennessee roster.
Yeah, that's crazy that he got. And he was about to be super honest. He was like, well, he was about to say, I'm not surprised. And he was like, yeah, I've met Nico. I'm like when he was like in high school?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think there's kind of unrealistic expectations on what Tennessee's going to get out of the portal. Like this pipe dream of an Avery Johnson, like that's cool and all, but like you're setting yourself up for like you're probably going to be disappointed because it's
unlikely.
What you said, it's probably going to be a Keller Chris type guy that has experience and he's a one and done type guy. If you're happy if almost said Brian Maurer, Jake Merklinger and George McIntyre can beat him out, but if he doesn't and he wins the job and you have him for a year and you got a big competition the next season with Faison Brennan and those two other guys.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, and hopefully they can find somebody ready enough to find some wins. I mean, there's wins to be found on this schedule.
Yeah. Thank you, Christopher Nichols.
I think we should go to Syracuse.
What'd you say?
So I think we should go to Syracuse.
Oh,
I think we should go and try.
I'm out on games this year.
All games?
Well, away games, not home games.
Okay. Just checking.
I say that
I worry that this fall could be one of those where I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the mountains for a couple hours on Saturday.
I really wouldn't mind to go to Syracuse, just to go to that game.
Yeah,
I haven't been to Mercedes-Benz yet, so I would like to go.
Who's Virginia Tech playing again?
Who are they playing? Are they playing Georgia Tech? No.
You just want to go to that Friday night and then come back?
We could, yeah. But yeah, like the Mike Wright, like that is a situation where it's like he has experience. He has experience in this league. He's also a guy that can make plays with his legs. Like I think if you're going to have an absolute statue at quarterback, which I don't think they get, but if you do, I mean, that's, again, 5 months to learn an entire system where you don't really have a backup plan if something goes wrong.
Should we just get the Peyton Manning statue as our quarterback?
I don't know. I will say this, and this is stupid, but I saw it. I saw 18, and I saw a guy that runs stiff as a board.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the actual one, like in Indianapolis, that Tennessee basketball prayed to. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we just put him back there.
Yeah.
It. Okay. I'm cool with that.
I bet that statue can hand the ball off pretty good.
But I do think like having a guy like that would be super valuable. A Steven Angeli, like that guy hasn't played a lot of football. He was at Notre Dame. He knows what it's like to play in big games. He played against Penn State, went 6 for 7, I think led them down the field. I mean, he looked pretty good in mop-up duty, and everybody was like, well, Joe Milton could have made that throw. I'm like, well, everybody would love a Joe Milton right now on this team. And also, he was like, he wouldn't even start at Notre Dame. He got beat out. Well, I mean, if we're gonna like go back in time a little bit, Hendon Hooker also got beat out by Joe Milton.
Yeah, yeah, and then also, I mean, Notre Dame, he did get beat out by a quarterback that played in the final.
Yeah,
and I mean, the dude woke up every morning to a text saying you suck from mom. I mean, that motivates anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think those two would be. I don't know what year Angeli is, but I gotta imagine he's kind of older. But yeah, I think you need to add a body. I don't know if you just like, but I think it needs to be somebody that can come in and compete for a job.
Yeah, I think it would. I think it would be bad. Like if it's someone you're ready to hand over the reins to, it better be a dog.
Yeah.
Because I do think this is strange in the NIL era, but I think the way things have gone down in the last week, I think it'd be tough to walk into that quarterback room if you brought someone else in.
Yeah, I agree.
It'd be tough to walk into that offensive room if you brought someone else in.
Yep.
But if it's a dog, everybody will rally around a winner. Winning fixes everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that dog is currently, but no.
But if you're going to bring somebody like whoever your quarterback's going to be next year, like there is going to be some growing pains. So I think it needs to be a guy who can improvise. He doesn't have to be a true dual threat, but he needs to be able to make plays off platform and get out of the pocket because, again, like we saw with Nico last year, it was not all fine and dandy in your first year playing. I mean, Joe Milton wasn't good when he started. Hendon Hooker, like you saw him, like he was pretty good his first year as this, I guess, like when he took over the starting role. And then the next year he was a Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
So maybe just see it through next time, whoever the quarterback is at Tennessee. Just get to the second year. That's your money year. Get off that rookie contract, and then you'll get paid.
Would love it. Would love for someone to come in and just compete. For the love of the game.
Yeah. No money.
I'm checking Twitter right now to make sure we hadn't missed anything. Is our boy Jack DeLongchamp wearing a Vanderbilt hat right now?
Oh, is he?
Go check his Twitter page.
That's gross.
Is that? I mean, I assume that's a Vanderbilt hat.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
I think we're gonna have to issue him a suspension. I think that's a one week suspension from the pod. I get it. He's a national guy. He probably got that sent to him by Vanderbilt. I'm not. If that was anybody else, Jack, I would issue at least a year-long suspension. I like you. I think you come by it honestly. I think a week seems fair.
I expect a 4-page apology.
Yeah, in the notes app, 4-page. Suspended.
And it better end with respect my decision.
Speaking of respect my decision, I hate to get into stupidity this soon. We're retiring jerseys from guys who haven't even been drafted yet, who won 12 games? Are we doing that now?
God bless.
They haven't even retired Zakai Ziegler's jersey yet, and we're retiring Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter's. Okay, at least Travis Hunter won a Heisman. I will spot him that.
Yes.
I do think it was a PR campaign of not that he couldn't have won it, but I got so exhausted with the clear PR campaign that I'm going to call it bullcrap. But he did win.
From experience, like we've put guys on the Jumbotron before. I would just wait. Because, I mean, what if Shadur Sanders, he has a video and we post with a gas mask and he's just hotboxing in some minivan somewhere? I don't know. Like,
well,
you never know what
Shiloh. So,
okay,
cool it.
True.
Keep Shadur's name out of your mouth.
Yeah. That's tough. Just wait. I mean, why not just wait?
Yeah, I mean, you could probably you could have waited, and they're doing it the spring game too, which seems pretty Mickey Mouse to me. You can't even bring them back for a real game in the fall. They have bye weeks in the NFL.
Well, also, your dad can't be the head coach, and you're retiring your jersey when you won 13 games. That looks bad.
Is it 13? They won 13. I'm sorry, I missed one.
I think it was 13 and 12 is what their record was.
Holy! Oh, it's so gross. Oh my gosh. Jeez.
Yeah.
The original Ralph will roll over in his grave. Insane. I want to talk about this. Christopher said, one thing that I think Heupel needs to focus on, even if the real reason was money, having one of your players call out the lack of playmakers at wide receiver has to be eye-opening. I don't think Nico said anything, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, he still hasn't talked to Josh Heupel.
This is his team who, anonymously, by the way, no one has put their name on it. They're scared. Has put out a pro Nico campaign, which is their job. I get it. That says the reason they wanted to go is the lack of offensive production. He was QB1, by the way. And then the lack of playmakers at wide receiver and the lack of protection at the offensive line, which, again, I just want to reiterate, like I did at the beginning of the show, last Sunday, Caleb Mitchell did say Nico's team will blame this on offensive line and wide receivers. I didn't see lack of production in offense. I'll admit that. That one way out of left field. I thought that one was surely they would see the irony in blaming the lack of production when their QB1. No, I was wrong. But I called it. They would blame the players around Nico. It was very plain to see what was going to happen. So, excuse me. Yeah. I think everyone.
So were they kind of taking the blame by saying the offense?
Good point. Good point. This is Deion Sanders saying the only reason he's getting his jersey retired is because his last name is Sanders. They're saying it to the world. Everyone's like, "You idiot!" And they're like, "No, I agree with you."
Yeah.
They're like, "What about money? Why would we ask for more money? Did you see that lack of offensive production this year? Clearly wasn't about money." I mean, I think surely Josh Heupel is not pleased with the way things went for the offense this year. Surely he's not pleased with the production at wide receiver. I mean, that's one reason why they wanted to keep Mike Matthews, and they wanted to keep Boo Carter defensively too, but I think part of it was also like, yeah, we'll gladly use you offensively because they need more production there.
Yeah, and that's the wide receivers that did make you any plays are gone.
I don't
Besides
know if that's a good thing or a
Brazzle.
bad thing.
Well, and again, it kind of goes back to like, hey, like we're building around you. Like this is new talent, young talent. Like it is talent. At the end of the day, like these guys were highly rated guys out of high school. Highly rated transfers. Chris Brazzell, again, like it could be that same thing where it might be your second year in the system and it finally clicks. He could have a Jalen Hyatt. I don't know. I don't think he has a Jalen Hyatt type year, but you get what I'm saying, where you weren't as productive as people thought you were. You know, maybe something goes off in your head and be like, hey, I need to do a little bit more of this.
And listen, early on, I mean, a couple games in, we could see the wide receivers were not making enough catches for Nico. They struggled. Yeah. Speaking of Jalen Hyatt, I mean, we need 1,000 on the jugs machine every day. Sleep with a football. Don't ever drop that. I mean, we got to get better there. The wide receivers have to get better there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wide receivers have to be better. But number 8 wasn't free of mistake. Like he shouldered some blame. I'm glad I mentioned the number 8, Landon, because I don't know why I didn't wear this today. We only do it for the OGs on this podcast. You know, everybody having to get their Nico jerseys and burn them or trade them for pizza or whatever they were going to do. I only keep the real OGs here. That's it. My man.
Good on you though. You waited. Like this, like Colorado, just wait.
This doesn't even have a number on the back. I mean,
it doesn't have a number on the back.
A name on the back. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say.
Caleb, yeah, we got shoulder numbers, just nothing on the back. It is a little. You can see I guess it doesn't look bad on camera. The difference in the colors.
Oh yeah, you can't see it.
You can see it in person, but it's not as bad on camera.
Heck yeah.
Dude, I love this. Actually, I've never worn this. It's my first time putting it on. I just ripped the tag off.
Chris asks, should we expect a big jump from Brazzell and Matthews in year 2? You better hope so.
Matthews, I think you can. Brazzell, I'm still on. Let's see.
But the reason you got to get a wide receiver is like Amari Jefferson, you don't know when he's going to be back healthy. Braylon Staley he's been injured throughout spring practice. I just think you're one injury away from being in a world of hurt at receiver. So you need to add somebody. There should be plenty out there. I mean, I know there was a Georgia wide receiver that was out there, a big-bodied receiver, Nitro Tuggle. Awesome name, by the way. So I'd be in on that. I mean, there should be guys in the portal that you should be able to add. Now, quarterback would be a different story, but wide receiver-wise, I think there is plenty of options out there. Because you don't need necessarily a dude. You need a body.
Can Nitro Tuggle leave Athens?
Oh, I guess he'd have to sit out, wouldn't he? Damn it.
Well, I just meant, wasn't he arrested for speeding recently?
Probably. I mean, that's just all of them at this point. That's your initiation at Georgia. You got to go get a speeding ticket before you can have like your uniform.
Yeah.
Like a stack like in Rudy on the coach's desk, and you go to pick one up and you're like, where's your ticket?
Rudy. Does that ruin the movie for you, knowing how absolutely not true it is? It's not. It's more than just a borrowed story that's obviously like Hollywooded up. Like the entire thing is fictionalized.
I just think of it as a good movie. I don't think of it as like a good story, I guess.
It kind of Rudy kind of ruins it for me. Remember the Titans, which is also completely falsified. It doesn't ruin that for me. Like, it's such a good movie.
Okay.
Nothing could ruin that for me.
Yeah. I'm going to act like it is true.
Rudy?
Yeah.
Can I be... I just don't think it's that great of a movie.
It's really not.
Yeah, I think it's like bottom of the barrel football movies for me.
Yeah, I don't crave watching Rudy.
There's a movie by the name of Little Giants, which ranks far above Rudy.
Oh yeah, you kidding me?
That's about a little league football team.
A bad little league football team.
Yeah, awful. I mean, shout out to Icebox.
Yeah.
They would have sucked without her.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I agree, Chris. Like every sports movie, I mean, pretty much any true story movie you watch, like I assume like a lot of what I'm watching is fictionalized. It's crazy in the instance of the two I just named, with the exception of Little Giants, based in pure facts. That the story was just unequivocally not true. They essentially took like the names and places, and that's it. They changed everything else. Like, I don't know the details of Road to Glory, never looked into it, but like they won a national championship. I don't know.
It's another really good movie.
Road to Glory is a great movie. Don Haskins.
Yep.
Texas Western.
Guys, go check out our good friends at hoviedrygoods.com. Use promo code MORE for 15% off that first purchase. I'm rocking one right now. Good people over there. They're in the works they're cooking something up for us right now. They should have some new hats coming out pretty soon, but make great gifts. It's just, I mean, look at this thing. They got different styles. I mean, ka-chow, bow. But yeah, y'all should go check them out. hoviedrygoods.com. Use promo code MORE for 15% off that first purchase. All right, Caleb.
Chris is right. We called it Road to Glory. We're in NCAA mode. It's Glory Road.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I was rolling with it.
No, that's bad because like that's probably up there for like one of those Disney movies. Like it's probably, I'm gonna forget one that I'm really gonna be really upset about. But like,
is Coach Carter a Disney movie?
I think it is.
That's a good movie too.
I've seen the people that get onto it. Like you find like a funny Twitter thread about it. Like one of my favorites was they got mad because Coach Carter wanted them to have a 2.0. That's a C average.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, in high school, it's tough, like, to be below a 2.0.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, as someone who tried their best to be below one, they wouldn't let me. Not for lack of trying from my end, but
yeah,
they would not let me. Now I kind of want to know what all those what those Disney, what would you even call it? I mean, they're Disney films, but I mean,
get on Disney Plus and start looking at.
I mean, Mighty Ducks is Disney.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Good movie.
The greatest game ever played is a Disney movie.
One of the greatest films of all time is a Disney movie. Heavyweights. Miracle
is a Disney movie. What do you think about Angels in the Outfield?
Nah, I'm not.
I love Angels in the Outfield.
Really?
I think it's awesome. Matthew McConaughey? Yeah, does it for me. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Is We Are Marshall? Is that Disney?
It is.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I looked up just Disney sports films. My favorite one on here is Cars. Like that's in a sports category.
Yeah.
Like that rocks. There's so many good. I don't even think I could ever rank these. Someone just mentioned Rookie of the Year. Absolutely great movie. Cool Runnings. Oh, I love Cool Runnings. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. And then we haven't even started to get into the Air Bud universe. I mean, because we can.
What's the Mean Green?
The Mean Green is, which one is that?
That's the soccer movie. I think that's what it's called.
I don't know if I don't know if I'm familiar with the Mean Green. Big Green, Zach said.
Big Green.
I don't know if I'm familiar
The
with this
Big
film.
Green, yeah. That's
Is
right.
it Disney?
Yeah.
Another Disney baseball movie that's really good, The Rookie. Love The Rookie.
Sandlot.
Is that a Disney film?
I just assume.
Can I hot take this for one real quick for you?
What?
Sandlot has a lot of great scenes. They have a lot of great, memorable lines and scenes. As a whole, I don't think the movie's fantastic. Like, it's not just like a rewatchable.
I lost you. I lost you. That's crazy.
Like all the ones that so I was talking about how I couldn't rank any of them. There's a lot that would be like 1A, 1B, 1C. Sandlot wouldn't be 1A. It wouldn't be a 1 whatever
Yeah.
for me.
Good stuff. Did you like the Mean Green or the Big Green?
I'll have to watch. If it's a Disney movie, I'll got Disney Plus, baby. I'm rich. I'll get it. I'll watch it.
It's got the goalie is Ham from Sandlot, the catcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an older movie.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like the Disney sports movies, like the newer ones, are kind of cheesy, and this one falls in that category. But Safety, what's his name from Clemson? It's about him.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? Safety. Look it up. You'll know it if you see like the cover.
Okay.
It's about the dude who I guess becomes like his little brother's guardian.
Oh, that's the Clemson movie.
Yeah. Am I talking? I mean, come on, dude.
Is that what you said? Okay.
I was like, that's the only thing I know about the movie.
I was looking at the
Off the top
Big
of my head.
Green or the Big Green cast.
I watched that one recently. I say
That looks
recently,
real
probably
cheesy.
like a year ago. It's cheesy, but it's good.
Okay.
It's one of those that you're like, I know this isn't a good movie, but I'm gonna watch it. McFarland USA, which is a newer one with Kevin Costner. I think it's a newer one. I hadn't heard about it. So it's a pretty good film. It's about cross country, which you will not find a lot of movies about cross country. In fact, might be the only one. It might be the best movie about cross country because it's the only Guilty. This is probably like super cheesy. Do you ever feel like you just need to get like pumped up for like a day or something, or like you're like, oh, I got to get amped for something? Sometimes I'll do it for a golf round. Like before I got to the Masters Par 3 contest at Iguani, I listened to some music. I probably should have done my ritual, but do you ever do that?
Yeah, sometimes I do it before like the show or before work, or like as I'm walking to the gym from my desk, I like put on the tune. Gets me fired up.
I watched the Miracle locker room scene.
Oh, I usually like put on like Big X the Plug, but yeah,
not always. But that's if I need like a motivational speech. If I need somebody to like kick me in the ass and like get me going, I listen to Herb Brooks. But not tonight. Tonight we outskate them. That one or
they don't gain another yard.
No, not that one. That one or the one from Any Given Sunday.
Okay.
We fight for that inch.
Yeah. No, I don't really listen like the I never cheated. The Inky Johnson one that gets me all fired up.
That's not a go-to. I might have to put that in the rotation because that one. Sometimes I'll listen to the Friday Night Lights one, a halftime at Friday Night Lights. That's in the rotation. Yeah, those are my go-tos to get pumped. Sometimes like mornings. That's a morning one. Pull it up on the tube.
Does a certain somebody get you fired up? A little friend of the pod?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, in the mornings, God. I mean, I don't think I'd be alive or here without Grade A Grounds. Big shout out to Grade A Grounds. Do you want to start your day with a fresh, locally roasted cup of coffee and make a difference while doing it? Grade A Grounds is more than just a great coffee. They are all about giving back. Right now, you can support an incredible cause by purchasing one of their special edition coffee bags featuring artwork from talented students and benefiting amazing organizations. If you're a part of a school, team, church, or nonprofit looking for a delicious way to raise funds, they have got you covered. With their coffee fundraisers, your group keeps 40% of every sale, meaning more support for the things that matter most to you. And here's the best part. Just for being a loyal listener, they're giving you 10% off your order. Use the promo code MORE, that's MORE, M-O-R-E, at checkout and enjoy premium coffee while supporting a great mission. Head over to greatagrounds.com to grab your bag today. That's greatagrounds.com. And don't forget to use promo code MORE for 10% off. Drink great coffee, make a great impact. Great A Grounds, coffee with a cause.
Do it.
Big Great A Grounds fans here. That's my 1A of coffee.
All right. Well, transfer portal news. John Slaughter, the only player. Well, I guess there was another player for Tennessee, but only I guess notable players is John Slaughter up to this point. Safety. Was here 2 years on campus. Pretty highly rated guy coming out of high school, and I think they liked his game, but it just never clicked here. Didn't get much playing time. Didn't see the field as safety very much, and I mean, I know, I get it. It's hard to compete when Will Brooks is back there. It is. But yeah, I don't think that's a huge loss. I think it might actually say a lot about what you have at safety with Jacoby Thomas, with Andre Turrentine, with Caleb Beasley. I think you should be pretty good at safety, in my opinion. Idris Farouk is another one. You like that young talent there.
Best timing to leave this week. No one's even going to notice.
That's true too. Yeah, I think that's what another thing that people were afraid of was like a max exodus, and that just was not. I guess some people technically could. I think they're probably waiting on a little bit of an answer, maybe, on what you're going to do at quarterback. But I mean, you bring in a guy that can compete, gives you some hope. I think everybody pretty much stays intact.
Yeah.
And then basketball, portal-wise, had Rodney Rice in town for the Orange and White game on a visit. And the Maryland guard, you had Elijah Freeman, the forward from Lincoln Memorial, was in town, I think, yesterday. And it looks like it's between Tennessee and Auburn for that one. So we'll see kind of how that one ends up. But yeah, Tennessee should finish nicely in the portal. And also 5-star power forward Nate Ament, he got a crystal ball to Tennessee today. That's a big deal. That his whole recruitment's been weird. He's visited, but kind of super quiet about it and just kind of going about his business. It looks like it's between Tennessee and Duke. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a good get. If you're able to land all three of those guys, I think that probably sums it up that Rick Barnes isn't going anywhere for a while.
Yeah. I like the people.
I think he enjoys. I think he enjoys he's super personable. So him, getting a guy on a visit for a day, you get to just there's no bullcrap going on with the portal. It's just hey, you want to come on a visit? Yeah, I'll be there. And you spend the day, kind of get to know the program, and it's a quick decision. And I think Rick Barnes likes that a lot more than probably the whole drawn out process where there's so many twists and turns to recruitments.
Yeah. When is Nate going to, we had a question about that. I know it got pushed back.
Yeah. I'm not really sure when he's supposed to, like I said, it's kind of been quiet. I got to think it's coming soon, but not sure exactly how soon.
I know we got a crystal ball. We don't feel good though until we get a Fong bomb, and I know that's football. Does he do anything for basketball? Does he have anything equivalent?
I don't know.
Yeah, I need a Fong bomb.
Also, Duke's got the number one class coming in. I don't know. Maybe he's like, I could be the dude at Tennessee. Also, he's the number 4 player in the country, and that would be Tennessee's highest rated commit ever. So,
Yeah, it'd be wild.
On a team where you thought you were losing everything, you're going to take a step back and you land your highest rated recruit.
And then it would be all. I mean,
Maybe Rick Barnes isn't going to retire, like ever.
don't give him a lifetime contract. It'll cost you a lot.
Yeah,
Because
no,
Wes Rucker said he was going to die one day. I'm not so sure about it now. I think he might live forever. I don't like that you didn't respond to that.
What did you say? Sorry.
Bless. Said Wes Rucker was wrong. He's not going to die one day.
My God. That might be the craziest statement I've ever. Well, no, it's not actually. Not even the craziest statement from him.
It's
The
up
Pat,
to him.
the Pat Summit one was crazy. Nico wanted $4 million. He's going to get $900,000. God.
Well, you know, it looks better on paper.
Ugh.
Do we believe the reports that there were times he missed practice during the 2024 season?
No.
I don't think I believe that report.
No. I don't think so either. I think that is just trying to like. He's out of here. You're trying to make Tennessee maybe look better in the situation, or making somebody look worse after they left.
I could see if we're gonna use, and maybe there was some things missed in communication here, if there were like team obligations that he missed.
Yeah, like if you were supposed to be at a signing for NIL and you didn't show, like I could see that probably, and that probably happens a lot.
That, I mean, not even just that. I mean, come up with all the crap they got to do, whether it be a study hall,
Yeah,
whether
maybe
it be
a
some kind
workout
of
here and
voluntary workout. I can't imagine it'd be a mandatory workout. Surely not.
Yeah,
but we also know
practice.
While they're called voluntary in name, they're not.
Yeah,
I could see that. I would be shocked to find out the truth was he missed practices. Maybe I'd be shocked.
No, I don't think that at all. Because also like everything comes to light at Tennessee for some reason, so I think we would have found out about that.
Right.
Probably when it happened. And then there was that rumor going around that like he didn't want to play in the playoff game. Why?
Who knows?
Why would you not play in a playoff game but play against like UTEP? That makes zero sense. I don't know. Just don't believe everything you read. Stay away from Facebook. Facebook is the worst place right now. My dad can usually like not. We've been working on it. I'm like, hey, like, don't get your information from Facebook. If it sounds wild, it probably is not true. And he was like, I heard something about that Arizona State quarterback. I'm like, no.
Well, he probably did hear something about it because people are like, this is what I want.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of people are like, why are we not getting anybody good yet? No one's in the portal.
Well, that's not true. There are people in the portal.
It is funny that UCLA did give like, I think that Appalachian State quarterback like $1 million to be their starter. And now Nico comes in, so they're going to pay like double the amount of money, and one of them's going to be a backup. unless he leaves.
One of them's got to work out, right?
I guess.
Kerryon Johnson just got hired at ETSU. That's crazy.
Who?
Kerryon Johnson.
Oh, really?
Yeah. ETSU. They're gonna be the team in the SoCon.
They might be.
We going to the rail rivalry?
I don't know. I don't know if I could do that and Coastal Carolina in the same season.
Well, that sounds like a fantastic football season. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you hate fun?
I think I'll eat too much at Coastal Carolina.
Let's make a deal.
Else.
Let's make a deal right now. If it's on a Tennessee away game or bye week, besides the golf tournament bye week, we're going to the rail rivalry.
Okay.
Joke's on you. I already know when it is.
Also, something crazy about this Nico stuff. Why is Colin Coward like breaking news?
Colin Coward sucks. It's in Chattanooga, Fun City.
Okay.
Ooh. It is an away game.
Which away game?
Bama.
No.
That'd be a great game to take our mind off of it.
We're winning, dude.
Okay.
We did get a question. Is Nico and UCLA a done deal? I don't think it is.
Oh, really?
I mean, there's been no like he's committed or anything like that. It's just like he is. I don't know. You would have thought like there would have been some sort of commitment or I don't know. It's just been he's expected to transfer to UCLA. What are you waiting on? I mean, we saw you packing up your stuff. You're already gone. That is crazy that WVLT was out there just filming them loading up the Tahoe.
Was that their Audi that drove by? Who was in the Audi?
It had to have been the agent, right?
I don't know. Also, I'm hiring movers if I'm making that much money.
They can't afford it, dude. They took a pay cut.
Oh, there's got to be a clause in that contract for moving.
That mover money went to went to taxes in California. It's got to suck to be like live in California your entire life, come to Tennessee, and then go back, and you're just like, how much is ACP? I think it's expensive here. I mean, it's probably $30 in California.
Yeah, but it's the good stuff. It's the authentic, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Well,
what else?
Vol baseball.
Vol baseball. Oh yeah,
Kentucky
coming to town. Big game to kind of get your or a big series to get your mind right and get back to winning on your home turf. Like last time you played on that was a tough like kick in the nuts. So let's get back to winning on that. Kentucky, they play a lot of small ball. Got to watch them stealing bases, bunts. So corner infielders got to be really good this weekend. I think the defense in general has to be better. Like that has to be a point of emphasis this weekend. I know last weekend Ole Miss's field sucks. That was apparent, but Tennessee just has to play better defense.
We talk about Swayze like that.
Yeah, ass.
Actually, I think it's now called Fisher Doyle Field or Fisher Doyle something. The guy like renamed on Wikipedia. Yeah, so careful.
Yikes. But this is Kentucky's, I think, third series in a row that they face a top 3 opponent. And they've only won one SEC series, and guess who that was to?
Who?
A&M. The only one Tennessee's lost to, which is crazy. They got some really, really good starting pitching. All those guys are below, have below a 4 ERA. I think their best one's on Sunday, though. And then their worst one statistically is on Friday. So going to be interesting to see kind of how that works out. AJ Russell is supposed to be coming out of the bullpen this weekend. So that'll be big to see. It was asked, I think, after the midweek game where AJ Russell did not pitch. I think they pitched like 9 different guys. Asked about AJ Russell. It looks like he's available this weekend, probably coming out of the pen at some point. And Tennessee needs some help in the pen because Braden Krenzel is out this weekend due to illness. So will you see AJ Russell pitch on Sunday at some point? Probably, likely. Or do you save like a Nate Snead? And I don't know. I'm just excited to see AJ Russell in like a high leverage situation, and kind of let him find his role. Like, is it a, does he kind of backpack off like a Liam Doyle or a Marcus Phillips, or do you kind of just stick with what you got and use him when you need him? I like to see AJ Russell used in a bunch of different ways over the course of the next few weeks, but good to see him pitch on the weekend again. Looking forward to that. But yeah, should be a good series. Tennessee should win this one. Kentucky has some trouble scoring. They have really good pitching. I think there's like 4.13 is their team ERA, which is pretty good. But they don't score a lot of runs. In fact, they haven't scored over 6 in the last 8 games. So that's something to keep an eye on. Can Tennessee just outscore them, run away with it, kind of use that pitching to minimize the damage that Kentucky can do. But when they get on base, they're probably going to steal, especially Saturday against Marcus Phillips. Ole Miss did it a ton, so that's going to be something that Tennessee just needs to be mindful of, and don't give them any easy passes. No walks. Keep it to a minimum.
Seems simple enough.
And, and just fill up the zone. Again, they don't have they only have 3 guys batting over 300. So this should be a series Tennessee wins. But Kentucky's been pretty competitive in every series, and they haven't been swept, I don't think, so far this year. So first time for everything. Looking forward to that. Also, they want some revenge because Christian Moore absolutely embarrassed them last season.
What? I can't remember the context of it. Was it just the sadness in their voices when Christian Moore hit a home run? Or were they excited about something else prior to that too? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a very bland.
How many did he have in that game? I think they were like, and there's his third or whatever it was.
3. He hit 3.
I think it was like, and he hits a third one.
And another. Yeah, did you see, speaking of home runs, Dylan Dreiling, I think had a birthday today. He hit the first home run in Spartanburger history.
Their new team. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Kavaris Tears hit a home run in his first professional game. I think his third professional at bat, he hit a home run. It's funny, I was talking to Alberto Osuna yesterday. That was released this morning. If you haven't got a chance to listen to that, really good kid. And hate that it's kind of worked out the way that it has, but he just has like the best outlook on it. He's like, I'm just supposed to be here. Like God put me here for a reason, and I'm just going to enjoy it. And that's somebody you just want to be around your program. And I think coaching is probably in his future. So looking forward to kind of see what he does after this year at Tennessee. But yeah, he didn't really want to go too much into the NCAA stuff. I mean, wow, what's it matter? I guess at this point,
Right.
but I mean, his outlook is. That's why the free Berto became so big. Just kind of the kid he is like that. That's somebody that you want to go to war for, and it just sucks. It kind of worked out the way that it did.
Yeah.
But we were talking about Tennessee and North Carolina playing in Omaha, and he was like, "Yeah, I remember Kavaris Tears' home run. That was a tank."
Yeah, I think most people remember that one, unfortunately.
Yeah. But yeah, should be a good weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get Dean Curley had a 3-point hit performance in the midweek, so hopefully he's kind of out of that slump and gone with it. I'm interested to see if they use Chris Newstrom a little bit more, Levi Clark. Does Gavin Keelan play in the field any? Is he still kind of that DH role? He's going to be in the lineup regardless. But if he's at DH, then Bargo's going to be somewhere in the lineup. And is Dean Curley your leadoff guy, or is he moved down on the lineup? That's something that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on. Yeah, looking forward to be back in Lindsey Nelson and even better weather. Should be a good weekend for baseball.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty. 80 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. Can't wait.
Can't wait. All right. Any more questions?
I don't think we had any more.
Okay. Little stupidity.
Yeah, I share my first one. Shiloh or not Shiloh. It would be dumb if they retired Shiloh. Shadur and Travis Hunter. Do I have any more? I just want to talk about this. I mean, I guess it's stupid in theory, but he's such a brilliant man. I don't know if it is. Mike Leach had to be talked out of putting a little person in at running back and throwing him over the line of scrimmage in short yard situations, and that rocks. It's only something a brilliant mind can come up with, Landon. Don't you dare laugh. Stop laughing. It's not funny. It's serious. It's football.
Could you imagine watching that, though?
I would go nuts if that happened in England. Nuts.
What if somebody just intercepted him and ran him back for a touchdown? Does his forward progress stop?
Fair point. I like that it says, too, like he had to be talked out of it. Like they had to be like, hey, we can't do that because it's just not a good look. It's also against the rules. So, I mean, like, it's not that you had to talk him out of it because you can't do it. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like it's like, hey, that would be discriminatory is what it kind of sounds like.
Yeah.
When I don't know if it would be. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, at the same time, they're scoring touchdowns. So
just frowned upon. I do have a question for you.
Shoot.
Would you take Chad Baker-Mazar on this basketball team?
Hell no. Keep that whiny ass. No, I'm going to stop there. Keep him away.
But if he ended up being on Tennessee, you'd be all in, right?
No. I would not be. Can't trick me. I'm the trickster here. I think that's all I got.
That's all I got. Lee Corso, they announced he retired, but he is going to do one more show. So are you retired?
I think you get a retirement tour.
I think he's already retired.
It depends on how you define retired, but yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just found the video of Nico pronouncing his last name. Delete. Don't need that.
I have so much stuff I have to delete.
Good Lord. Oh.
Oh well. Yeah, I think I'm out on Chad Baker Mazar. I don't want that guy on my team. We're gonna get Nate, Amit, and Elijah Freeman anyway. So
I don't
we
need
have
to
a
be
for
out
him.
on him because I've never been in on him. So
Okay.
yeah. Not a fan.
I
Never
wonder
will
why
be.
is he leaving though?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I care.
Yeah. Go get a job, man. Like the rest of us. All right. Guys, thank y'all so much for listening. We'll be back on Sunday. Sure, more transfer portal. Probably been some quarterback talk because that's going to be the talk of the town until we get to August. So looking forward to it. Thank y'all so much. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.